Contraception is defined as a deliberate use of artificial methods or other techniques to prevent pregnancy as a consequence of sexual intercourse. Hormonal contraception is when hormones are used by different modalities to achieve contraception. The hormones used in contraception are estrogen. Estrogen mainly suppresses follicular stimulating hormone from the pituitary and thereby prevents folliculogenesis, which means it does not allow the follicles to develop in the proliferative phase of the endometrium or follicular phase of the ovary, and it also prevents recruitment of the follicle for ovulation. In effect, it disrupts ovulation and the woman becomes anovulatory when she is using estrogens. Progesterone also makes the endometrium unresponsive to nidation, which means that the embryo cannot get embedded in the endometrial cavity. It also has an additional advantage of making the cervical mucus thick, viscid, scanty, and impervious to sperm transport. So during the time of sexual intercourse, the sperms cannot get into the uterine cavity. It also inhibits tubal peristalsis and makes the tube unable to transport the ovum from the ovary to the endometrial cavity. The types of oral contraceptives. The combined oral contraceptives, as they are called as COC, is the most commonly used. The package contains 28 tablets, of which 21 contain same strength or dose of estrogen and progesterone, followed by 7 inert tablets which contain iron or vitamins. Periods occur when the active tablets are completed and when inert tablets are started. So the courses are taken continuously even during menstruation. In some instances, the pack contains only 21 active or hormone-containing tablets. Here, a 7-day gap is given after the 21 tablets are over. The regimen is called 3 weeks on and 1 week off. There is also another regimen called the extended regimen, which is not commonly used here in our country, but more used in Europe, where all 28 tablets in the pack are active tablets containing hormones, and this is particularly meant for women who do not want to have periods at all. Here, of course, the courses have to be taken continuously without any interruption to avoid menses. The first generation of oral contraceptive pill contained more than 50 micrograms of ethinyl estradiol, which is the common estrogen that is used in the oral contraceptive pill. The second generation contained different types of progesterones, levonorgestrel, norgestimate, norethistron family. All of them are added to ethinyl estradiol, but the dose of ethinyl estradiol was reduced to 20, 30 or 35 microgram to reduce the side effects of estrogen. The third generation contained desogestrel, gestodine plus ethinyl estradiol again. The dosage of only 20, 25 or 30. So you can see that the dose of ethinyl estradiol was reduced gradually to keep a minimum dose, mainly to avoid side effects of estrogens. The fourth generation that is being used now contains progesterone called drosperinone and dinogest and also norgestrel. These are added to ethinyl estradiol, the same dosage. When ethinyl estradiol the dose is less than 50 micrograms in the pill, it is called a low dose oral contraceptive pill. The ethinyl estradiol has been a constant constituent in the pill, but the dose has become lower, as I showed in the previous slide. The progestins have evolved to improve tolerability, benefits, and to reduce the side effects. The earlier progestins were derived from 19-nortestosterone, and so there was a certain amount of androgenic side effects of the oral contraceptive pill. To reduce the androgenic side effects of 19-nortestosterone, the fourth generation of oral contraceptive pills contain drosperinone, which is derived not from testosterone but from spironolactone, which is a diuretic. Desogestrel and norgestimate are still being used because they are lipid friendly, and so the risk of atherosclerosis is minimal when these oral contraceptives are used for a long time. There are certain non-contraceptive benefits of oral contraceptive pills. The best benefit, of course, is the failure rate is very, very low. It is 0.1 per 100 woman years. This formula is calculated as Pearl index, about which we will discuss a little later. The non-contraceptive benefits of oral contraceptives are: there is relief of menorrhagia and dysmenorrhea. Excessive bleeding during periods is reduced almost up to 50%, and the pain during periods is reduced to almost 40%. It also decreases the risk of premenstrual tension syndrome and Mittelschmerz. Mittelschmerz is pain during ovulation. It decreases the chance of iron deficiency anemia, mainly because the bleeding is less during periods. It also helps in regression of conditions like endometriosis, fibroids, and functional ovarian cysts. It improves hirsutism, acne, and polycystic ovarian syndrome, where the main problem is hyperandrogenism.